Today we're going to be looking at the brand new character Chasca. She's an Anemo bow user hailing from the Flower Feather clan, and she typically is going to be scaling with crit rate. Her kit is going to revolve around doing swirl damage from her elemental skill and burst, imbuing other elements into her kit. Primarily, she's going to be taking new boss materials from Notland, and she's also going to be taking Tyrant's Fangs, which have been able to be found throughout the region so far. She's also going to be taking a new flower. Chasca is going to be taking the Withering Purple Bloom as a flower, and she's going to be taking the Ensnaring Gaze boss material. Since Chasca's kit is going to mostly revolve around charged attack damage and her elemental skill and burst, you are going to want to focus on leveling each of these up respectively. In Chasca's elemental skill, she's going to enter her Night Soul Blessing state where she flies up into the air and can continually charge attacks. This increases her movement speed and interruption resistance, and it will remove Night Soul Blessing points as you stay airborne. She can trigger normal or charge attacks in this mode, and you can hold to switch between these multi-target fire modes. When you tap her multi-fire target mode, it's going to deal Night Soul aligned Anemo damage to opponents, and it's considered normal attack damage. But when you hold and enter the aiming mode, this will select a certain number of opponents in range and then load up 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which will deal different types of Anemo and elemental damage to enemies based on the party members that you have. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Shadow Hunt shells are going to undergo elemental conversion based on these characters' elemental types in the party, and it can focus on either Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro. This damage is considered charged attack damage. In Chasca's elemental burst, she's going to deal a giant nuclear amount of Gale-splitting Soul Seeker shell damage. This is going to split into 6 additional shells which will attack nearby opponents. There is an initial strike and then follow-up strikes with each of these Radiant Soul Seeker shells. Chasca is going to be able to fly throughout the air in Notland thanks to her passive talent. When different elemental types are present in the party, there are going to be increasing chances for each type to trigger Spirit Binding conversion, which can cause the 3rd Shadow Hunt shell loaded in during her elemental skill to be randomly converted into a Shining Shadow Hunt shell. Each elemental type is going to grant Chasca a stack of this, which is going to increase the damage of Shining Shadow Hunt shells by 15, 35, and 65% respectively, so you're going to want to run her in multi-element teams. Currently, Chasca's constellations are not publicly available, so I'm not going to be able to cover them in this video. Chasca's ascension materials for her talents are going to be focused on the philosophies of conflict, Tyrant's Fangs, and Silken Feathers dropped from Arlecchino. I will be taking my Chasca up to level 90 and bringing her talents up to 188 on release. I'm going to be live streaming this evening, and then I'm going to be posting a full Chasca guide and coverage tomorrow. Thank you guys very much for listening, and I hope to see you soon.